Hello everyone, I am Christopher or Christopher. I am one of the KoA devs, and today I'm going to be showing you 15 minutes of creating one of these characters and playing and what you should be prioritizing, kind of like a guide. But let's get started. We're going to read over. So we have strength, base damage, and carry weight. Agility is critical damage, max stamina, and stamina regen. We have toughness, which affects the maximum health, health regeneration, and adds resistance to all physical damage types. We'll take a look at that in a little bit. We also have intelligence. Intelligence affects the player's maximum mana and mana regeneration, as well as magic resistances. And luck affects the chance of critical damage. We have three races here. We have the Savage, which gives +2 toughness and +5 ice resistance. A Human, which gives +2 agility and +5 fire resistance. And a Dryad, which gives +2 intelligence and +5 poison resistance. Today we're going to be going over a human and showing the human start area and kind of playing the start of the human area. So now we got a human. Do we want to be a male Chad or a female? I don't know. I'm gonna go with female. We're gonna do some randomization. Hopefully something happens here that I find somewhat okay. Um, let's see. Come on. Sure. Well, we'll go with this. All right. So let's get in. All right. 15-minute timer starting now. And there is multiple schools of magic that the champion can master, which include fire, ice, lightning, poison, holy, and summoning magic. Make sure that you keep all your gathered items because you don't know what it's going to be used for. Alright, so here we are. We're a human, and we are waiting for everything to spawn up. We see this NPC, Elder Assistant Asimodeus. Alright, let's give them a talk. And we got some free items from them. We got a stone hatchet, we got a stone pickaxe, we got our water skin, we got our torch, and we got some food. Awesome. So the first thing we gotta do is decide what we want this character to be. There is respec potions later on in the docks, but I'm thinking in the early gathering days, I probably want some strength, maybe some toughness, and I don't know if I'm really gonna be doing magic with this character, so I'm gonna give myself a little bit of luck. As you can see over here on the side, we have rope, fiber pants, and shoes. I think my first goal, since I have these free tools, is to create these armor. So let's go fiber hunting. Alright, so we see this beautiful landscape here. You can hit Control Z to hide the entire HUD, and you can hit P to hide the chat. I don't really need the chat because I'm on single player, so let's get moving. So we picked up some seeds and some fiber. Some more seeds and fiber. We got some more, and we got something called bait, which is used in your fish traps. Alright, let's keep going and gather some more activities. So now we got some more of this, and we can see a creature down there. If you hit C, you can crouch. It will make it so that you make no sound, and it might not aggro them. But this is just a boar, so they're one of the starter mobs, so it won't aggro you. So if we take a look at our input keys on game settings, you can see that you can make the clock up here use AM or PM. You can show the unused skill points and all these other things. You can also do different mouse sensitivities. If you hit apply, that change will come into effect. If we go to graphics, you can change your graphics up to what you'd like. This is usually what I run just because I'm not a huge fan of shadows and volumetric fog, and you can change your gamma depending on your screen. For audio, there is in-game voice chat, so you can use it as well and adjust your audio. Because I am trying to talk, I have the master volume lower. As for the inputs, you can move, you can change all of this. There is an auto run with Q. You can hit left alt to evade, and you can switch all of these keybinds. I highly recommend looking at all these keybinds because it will really help you out. Like sitting, for instance, gives you a multiplier for health, energy, and mana regen if you sit down. You can swap your camera. There is a take all and deposit all button that you can switch, as well as when you get to summoning magic, you will have these summoning magic keybinds. You can go up and down in the chat. You can do a social menu and all of these other aspects. Alright, well let's get back into collecting fiber and getting this first 15 minutes of play in. I haven't seen any mushrooms. Oh, here we go. Here's some branches. I need some branches. And let us continue. Okay. How much fiber do we have so far? So we have 53. I know I need 7 rope for the crafting gear, just from being a dev. And then we need more fiber on top of that to actually make the fiber gear. So let's keep going. And got some rocks. If I wanted to make a bow, my first action would be to, after making armor, start gathering these rocks, because they give you flint, and flint's used for the arrows. You can't find flint on the ground, you have to actually mine it, and you have a small percentage of getting iron ore from these rocks. So if we take a look, you can search here. So if I type in arrow, find an arrow, or we can scroll down. So after we get our armor made, which is what we're doing right now, we need to make one of these research tables. This research table will allow us to create and start our base, as well as start gathering for our land claim and our building plan. We need these 3 to get our base started. There is a herbal salve, or salve. This allows you to heal. If you go over here, you can see the resulted items, and you can see that it says instantly plus 8 health. We do have a bedroll in game. This you can use once you place it down. You can claim it, and if you die, you will go to this bedroll. Keep in mind it is a one-time use. You have a campfire for cooking and all of these different weapons. Let's put our armor on, and we're going to put our book down. Okay, so now we have our armor, and it's gathering armor. It has regen on it, which is huge in the beginning to get that regen. Let's see what we need for here. I need wood and I need more rope. So let's gather some more fiber. The beginning is very fiber intensive, but once you get past that, it is a-okay. So I think we have enough fiber. There is a max button that you can click and it'll craft all of the things you have. And let's start chopping a tree. These larger trees will take longer. I can also click to go a little bit faster, but I was just holding it down. Alright. We got our wood, so we can craft that. How much wood do we have? We have 13. Let's get some more wood. So we're going to need about 50 for that land claim. Alright. I'm going to chop these little trees first, just so that it's a little bit easier to get that wood. You don't get as much, but it comes quicker. If you look at the bottom right hand corner, when you use objects, they tell you how to use it and what it does. Still just chopping these beautiful trees, and we see some wood on the ground. So let's grab some of that. Alright, so how much wood do we have? We currently have about 58, so we're going to craft one of these land claims. And then I suppose we're going to have to chop some more trees down. The beginning can be a little bit of a grind, but it is definitely worth it. As I can show you, in the professions, as we're chopping down trees, mining, and gathering plants, I'm gaining levels. The higher I get in lumberjack, the more wood cutting damage I do, so the faster I chop trees down, and the more resources that I gain from the tree. Same with the miner and the horticulturist. In crafting, when you craft certain things, you'll gain these gain XP, and as every 5 levels, you unlock something new. Speaking of that, when you are inside a crafting station, there is a Show Hidden Recipes checkmark right here. If you click on this Show Hidden Recipes checkmark, you can then see, this is a player character, so you can't see, hidden recipes in that bench. We'll show it once we put down the research table. And then you have your combat professions that you can use by leveling specific weapons, and it tells you right here. So a knight, you'll level up by using a one-handed sword, assassin, daggers. And then there's also different magic types. So by using fire magic, frost magic, storm magic, poison magic, and holy magic, you'll level these up. And then there's summoning magic, which increases your max summon amount and life, and increases their strength. So there's quite a few professions, and there's going to be more in the future. But anyways, let's continue getting some wood. Gotta love chopping trees. These apples are worth it. Boom, got more apples. Alright, so how much wood do we have currently? We got about 18. I know we're going to need a lot more than that to get started. I think what I'm going to try to do is just make a foundation, kind of show how the book building works, and then kind of leave it at that. That will kind of give a holistic view of where to get started, and from there, once you get a base kind of started, you get your doors kind of closed and your ceiling kind of closed off, you're going to want to try to go find your specific faction's crystals. Each area on this map has different crystals. So I'm human. So inside this human area, you will find red crystals. These red crystals are used for health gems as well as the spells. If you zoom in, you can actually kind of see where some of them are. So that's very helpful. Now, in these tertiary areas, or the areas between, here's the dryad area, and the human area, you can actually find purple gems, lightning gems. They're a little bit higher in magic. Dryads, you find the poison magic in their territory. And for the savages, in their vast territory, you're going to find that ice magic. And then in the center, you're going to find that holy magic, which enables you to do summoning and holy magic. So keep that in mind. You can also click on your name, and it'll recenter you back, and you can zoom in onto where you are. If I click player, or you can click elder assistant, who's over there. If you zoom in, you can kind of see where you're at. Okay, anyways, let's keep going. I think I'm going to build my house down there, or maybe over there. I'm not sure. I like being by the water, because you can build fish traps. The game looks gorgeous, I have to say. I am a little biased. But I think it's that perfect blend of like a Skyrim type, semi-fantasy type look. Anyways, come on tree, fall down. I don't want you anymore. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. There we go. And as you can see, I'm getting XP. I'm level 2, so I'm gaining a little bit more resources and doing a little bit more damage. Okay, so let's go find a place we want to build. I like the water, but I know that there's some iron nodes over here, so I want to go build near the iron nodes because that's going to become of vital importance. Once you find iron, your first thing to do isn't to try to make weapons or anything like that. It is to try to make new tools. If you make the iron tools compared to the free stone tools, you're going to be doing way better off in the beginning than if you try to make weapons. Again, it is your choice, but I recommend, from playing, personal experience, everything, you want to try and get that changed. Okay, so I don't want to build too close to here, because I don't want to break these iron nodes. So what I'm going to do is actually come and build a little bit further away so that my claim radius doesn't affect it. And now that I built, as you can see, there is a full-on menu here. We went for this style of building so that your hotbar is pretty much free to do whatever it needs to do. Okay, so I am going to actually place my land claim down to kind of show the radius. So when you're trying to place it down, it shows the radius in which you have starting out. I usually try to center this base. You can upgrade your totem as you go on and get larger and larger. So now when I try to place something, you can see how high it can go with protection and how large it is. So now I can kind of make it so that it builds out a little bit further like this, and I can try to protect this. Okay, so I'm going to place this research station down, and if you look at the bottom right, we have a control mouse wheel to precise move it if you're not happy with it. Okay, as you can see, you can also pick up your stations again with Control E, and then replace it if you weren't happy with it. I'm going to replace this and open this up. As you can see, you see multiple things in here. Your workstation T1 is something you're going to want to craft ASAP. This is where you're going to get all of your other benches that you need for weapons, armor, etc. There is also something called a defensive plan. You are going to want this in order to build spikes and other things to deal with AI. And as I mentioned earlier, there is a Show Hidden Recipes button. If you click on this, you can then see the hidden recipes in this station that you can unlock from an unknown profession. Another thing that's worth mentioning, you can only get crafting XP one of two ways. If you're inside the station and you stay in the station for the crafting queue to complete, or if you're inside your authorized totem radius. With that, you're going to want to make sure you upgrade this totem as fast as you can. Because with more radius, you can go further away from your base and still gain crafting experience. Just to show you how the upgrade works, we are going to right click, and now you can see that there's an upgrade. Upgrade to land claim T2. You can see we need 100 iron ingots, bricks, and blood ink. We are not there yet. But your first step is going to be making this workstation. Once you make the workstation, you can make your furnaces and other objects. Alright, well I hope this helps everyone get started in KoA. Have a good one.